Tay mau dia. Good morning. Tay karaya. Good evening. Seneko kakona. Many blessings to you all. Mucho bendiciones. Namaste, everyone. I am outside in transition from one location to another, and I decided just to take a moment to read day 8 for you in the nice, beautiful sun, nice weather that I'm having. Just embracing nature. So let's witness day 8 for today and witness your self-inflicted fear. Are you aware of how unkind you can be towards yourself? Sometimes we don't even realize how nasty we've been. Do you ever tell yourself that you're not good enough, smart enough, thin enough, and so on? Do you play small by shying away from what you desire? Are you abusing your body with substances, food, sex, and so on? Are you unwilling to forgive yourself for something in the past? It's likely that whether you realize it or not, one or more of these things or these ways, you've been unkind to yourself. It's okay, my friend. How could you have known otherwise? Remember that at a young age, as a young child, you picked up all kinds of limiting beliefs and patterns. We tried to do that to protect ourselves. We created stories, we created narratives, we created defense mechanisms for things that we learned along the way as we were growing. These thought patterns have been replaying in your day-to-day life and have established the type of relationship you have with yourself today. But now, all that will change. This week's work will create a new self-love blueprint that will realign you with a loving relationship to yourself. Let's begin with your morning reflection. This morning's reflection requires that you fearlessly witness how your thoughts have created your reality. I know it's tough to take responsibility for your experiences, but your practice will help you accept the true power you have to create a new, more loving reality. Sit in your meditation space and take a deep breath. When you're ready, read the morning's passage that follows. Then sit for 1 minute of stillness and let the words settle in. Well, I found my space in the park today. Find your space wherever it is, whether it's on the floor, or at the bed, in your car, looking out into the beach, forest, wherever you are. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose, or modify it by breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth as if you're blowing out of a straw or blowing out candles. And you can read with me or just listen. A Course in Miracles prayer or A Course in Miracles wish list. Speak, thought, affirmation, mantra, or whatever resonates with you. I am responsible for what I see. I choose the feelings I experience, and I decide upon the good I would achieve. And everything that happens to me, I ask for and receive as I have asked. Let's repeat that again. I am responsible for what I see. I choose the feelings I experience, and I decide upon the good I would achieve. And everything that happens to me, I ask for and receive as I have asked. What is my affirmation for today? I am responsible for what I see. Today's affirmation sustains your witnessing process. Repeat this affirmation throughout the day and remember the power you have to choose your perspective. As you use your affirmation throughout the day, you'll become more aware of how you've chosen to perceive the world around you. Let go and know this opening is the first step to healing your connection to self. True self-love requires radical self-reflection. Course in Miracles emphasizes the importance of shining light on the ego's darkness. Taking responsibility for your ego's fear is a major step toward letting yourself off the hook. Once you can see that you simply made a wrong-minded choice, you can consciously choose the right mind instead. That sounds so harsh, wrong-minded. Let's call it low-vibing choice versus wrong-minded choice. Let's choose to say fear-based choice versus wrong-minded choice. Right-minded choice is the loving-minded choice, a mindful choice, one without fear. Try not to get upset with yourself when you look at the ego's delusions. Instead, be proud that you're looking upon your fears with the intentions of transforming them. Let's try to step away from the right or wrong answers, right or wrong feelings, right or wrong decisions. Most decisions, if they did lead us the wrong path, were based on fear. Fear was driving the bus. So let's allow ourselves to have a more loving presence, a more mindful presence of choices, and allow fear to talk to us, to warn us, but not dictate or drive us off the wrong path. Does that sound a little bit more freer, more liberating, more empowering? I like that word better, empowering. Give yourself a moment before you move ahead to evening exercise day 8. We're trying to change our minds from running on fear, running on old narratives, to new, uplifting, higher vibing mindfulness practices. Steering away from the right or wrong answers. Now that you're home for the day, let's go deeper into self-reflection. Head over to your meditation space and answer the following questions in your journal. Take your time with this exercise. There's no need to rush it. Get honest with each answer. This is an exercise in writing your higher power, capital S self, the inner you, the you that you meet and see and live and experience when your eyes are closed, when you're dreaming. The that talks to you when you're trying to make a choice. The inner teacher, that inner person that tries to help you to decide which path to walk on. An write is a stream of consciousness writing exercise in which you let your pen flow and allow the words to glide onto the page. Don't edit anything. Let your subconscious mind write through you to uncover your truth. Answer the following questions with an write and let it all come out. So when your conscious mind says, no, that's not what I really want to say, you let it say it anyway. In yoga therapy, this is going to be even more fun if you're willing to try the challenge. In yoga therapy, we have a practice that we do, oh my goodness, your recessive hand writing. So let's say you're right-handed, like I am. I am right-handed. I am going to write these answers with my left hand because subconsciously I'm going to write whatever my left hand is going to say I'm going to write. It's going to answer the questions. Versus me using my conscious brain to write with my right hand because I'm right-handed. Does that make sense? So see if you can write with your least dominant hand. There we go. I like that word. If you want to try the challenge in a deeper way, practice writing the answers with your least dominant hand. If you're ambidextrous, how glorious for you. Try to practice with the hand that needs more practice writing. How's that? Are you ready? Let's begin. How have I been unkind to myself? Oh, that's easy. For me, I put a lot of pressure on myself. I don't think I do enough. I don't think I'm a good enough ally. Sometimes I feel like I don't represent my self well enough. I don't represent my Latinhood enough, my culture enough, my deaf son enough, my older children enough, my womanhood enough, my wellness enough. I can be very unkind. I judge myself for having medical emergencies like I had last week, thinking that I'm not human, that I have to be perfect all the time. How have I been playing small? Trying not to be so honest with these questions. Trying to hide behind my computer. Or not wanting to teach classes in person. Or not wanting to teach classes at all, thinking that I may not know enough to lead a class. I may not know or be fit enough to lead a class. So how have I been playing small? Is second guessing myself a lot. So this challenge really forces me to be honest with myself and vulnerable with you. What is the negative story I have created about myself? I think I told you some of it already. This one I'll keep to myself. But I'll ask the questions again for you. How have I been unkind to myself? How have I been playing small? What is the negative story I have created about myself? Write them down. See what you get. I gave you some of mine already. Curious to find out about yours. Oh, here's another question. How have I abused myself with my thoughts or actions? Ooh, that's a deep one. I definitely can write a lot down there. I'm going to take my time to write that down. I won't share it on camera, but I will write that down. When you're finished, take a moment to reflect on what you've written. Remember not to judge yourself for anything you put on the page. That's one that I'll tell you right there. That's the answer. How have I abused myself with my thoughts or actions? I sometimes use it against myself and judge myself very harshly. So that sentence right there reminds us not to do so. Remember not to judge yourself for anything you put on the page. A Course in Miracles emphasizes the principle of non-judgment. Yoga therapy too. In yoga, we practice non-attachment. Not holding ourselves up to an expectations, just seeing for what it is. The more we attach ourselves to the narrative, the more expectations is placed on us, the heavier the burden. It's not very light. Then we go back to the right or wrong type of thinking versus fear or love-based. So we're trying to go back to our love base and go back to the fact that we love ourselves. Fear wants us to judge, whereas love wants to forgive. So be kind to yourself when reflecting on this work. Be the gentle witness. Uncomfortable feelings may come up. Take this as a good sign. We got to get uncomfortable with things that we don't want to be comfortable with anymore. If we pull it out of ourselves, we look at it, we can see what used to make us uncomfortable. Not to find comfort in it, but to know what makes us uncomfortable, gives us more knowledge. Allow yourself to experience all the thoughts and feelings that come over you throughout the practice. Feeling is healing. So get comfortable being uncomfortable and trust that love is guiding your path. I love you guys. Thank you for helping me be more vulnerable with myself. And I hope it gives you the courage for you to be vulnerable with you as well. Much love and blessings to you all.